Good morning, everybody. My name is Ansley Hoke, and I'm over the North American marketing at ScanSource. And I want to welcome each and every one of you to our inaugural PMX, or Partner Marketing Exchange. So get excited. Inaugural one, you're the first. And I would also like to thank Cisco, who by far is one of my favorite supplier partners for ScanSource. Thank you, Cisco, for going into this inaugural PMX with ScanSource to make sure that we have a really, really good and productive marketing session with each one of you, our partners, to make sure that we are helping grow your business, of course, through ScanSource and also with Cisco. So I'm going to go through the agenda in just a second, but one of the things I wanted to talk through is how we really came about coming up with the PMX showcase, because this is our inaugural event. And when the team came to me several months ago pitching the idea of having a partner marketing summit, I was in from day one, because really we do a lot at ScanSource in making sure that we're getting out the messaging of our suppliers and of ScanSource programs and opportunities and deals to our partner community. But a real value add that we have had over the years at ScanSource is to take it down another level to make sure that we are having good partner marketing programs for you to be able to market to your customers, to make sure that they are sticky with you and you are growing with them and making sure that you understand their buying cycles so they are always repeat buyers. So that is what this PMX is all about. Not only the brainstorming about what's new and the trends for marketing, because you know marketing is always ever evolving, always changing, and it's hard to keep up with all the different new tools and ways that you can go to market. So having events like this is really good to network with peers, seeing what other opportunities and challenges are out there in the marketplace, and how that relates to different marketing ways that we can go to market. So in true ScanSource fashion, in prepping for this, I do want to say for the partners in the room, you guys were hand-selected, making sure that we get the right group in that come from many different facets of where your business is, not only from geographical location, but also where you focus in on, and of course, your good Cisco partners as well, so making sure that we have that in common too. But we did a lot of research to make sure that we are getting the information to you that you desire. So in some of the pre-conference research, we found out that from your group, a lot of you, number one way to market is via email. A close second is through events, not only attending events, but also putting on your own events. And the third level is more of the social media marketing. So what we did is really took that research data to heart to make sure that when we crafted the agenda, we have a lot of good things to help add on to current marketing programs that you're doing, so that it's not, you know, way out of your comfort zone to try new and different things. It's building on plans you already have and exposing you to some new and different things as well. So let's talk about the agenda. I'm going to talk for a little bit about things that are going on at ScanSource, some new trends that are going on in the marketplace as it relates to marketing and go-to-market plans. After I talk about that, I'm weaving in a customer experience message, but my good friend Michael Hopfinger is going to be coming up. He's from Cisco, and he's going to do a deep dive into the customer experience and all the different touch points in a buyer's journey and how they purchase and repurchase for that life cycle. Then there's something that's very exciting, because I talked to several of you last night at dinner. We're going to have a millennial marketing panel. So this is fabulous. In this panel, Ian is going to be the moderator, and he is going to be talking to 3 great companies run by millennials, and they're going to talk a little bit about how they market and position their products to the audience that they're going after, and what motivates those buyers and how successful they've had, the successes they've had as well as some challenges. So we'll have a lot of Q&A time for that. So I welcome a lot of questions for that panel. So that's exciting. We'll then have lunch, and then in the afternoon, I get bored easily, so I like a lot of movement, and we're going to have some breakout sessions. A lot of guest speakers coming up to talk about, Wendy's going to be coming up talking about event planning, since a lot of you do events today, how you can make more successes and opportunities out of the events that you're either attending or hosting. We're also going to have a digital breakout session that talks about how to position your business the best way digitally, because that is an ever-changing and evolving marketplace, and it's something that you need to stay on the cutting edge of. And then we're going to do more of an interactive lightning round, we call it, to where we're going to have multiple people from ScanSource and Cisco going around to the different tables to have quick information sessions about things like CRM, SEO, customer satisfaction, and how marketing can wrap into all of those great opportunities for you guys. So does that sound like fun? Yeah, come on, let's get excited. All right, so again, I've introduced myself. I wanted to take the time at the very beginning to talk about some of the folks from ScanSource on the team that you need to get to know. And that we'll follow up with. It's been integral in making sure that we get good info for this session, because oftentimes when I talk to partners, they're like, oh, well, ScanSource has a big marketing organization, a big organization overall, a big marketing department. So we've got a lot of great folks here, and I wanted to kind of show the differences in what people do within the marketing organization. So first up, I'm going to call Wendy Thacker, who is on my team. She is VP of Channel Marketing. So Wendy and her team really focus in on a lot of our suppliers, like Cisco, a good strategic one at that, to make sure that we are understanding and getting out to our partner community all of the great programs, products, things like that from a supplier standpoint, okay? And then on her team, I want to call Ian up, who, by the way, this PMX, his brainchild, he has been a great advocate for making sure that we're educating the partner community. He is on Wendy's team, has Cisco as a core supplier as well. And then if I could call Gabby, Chris, and Tara up as well. They are on Ian's team. And is Philip in here? Not yet, all right. These folks are all on the supplier side of channel marketing. They are responsible for making sure that they're working with the supplier. The reason I ask about Philip Heaton, we put him in here on our marketing slide deck because within ScanSource, we are tied at the hip in our channel marketing organization with the supplier organization. Oftentimes, the supplier organization is the key stakeholder with suppliers and making sure that they understand, you know, the trends and things that the suppliers are wanting to get out into the market. And then it's up to this group to make sure, in this case, Cisco, we get the right information out to you, our partner. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, next up, I wanted to call up Lauren. And Lauren is a director on the team as well. And just as I said, these were more of the channel marketing for suppliers. Lauren is on our account marketing team. So when I'm talking about working with you guys at this PMX event on building plans for you to be able to send to your customer, this is what Lauren's team is available and ready to help with. So if I could get Kristen and Lizzie to come up as well. These are a couple of people from Lauren's team that are here today, and they are going to be integral. Get to know all of the people, but especially these three ladies, because they are going to be able to help you with the planning and crafting and getting things out to market for your customers. Okay? Thanks, guys. And then last but not least, I know Dion is not here. You will hear from her this afternoon. Dion is our digital marketing director within ScanSource. She is extremely knowledgeable about the new trends in digital, how you're able to get ROI from digital marketing and how best to position your company or your offers not only on the website but also in e-commerce, and making sure that you have a seamless end-to-end digital experience for your partners. Okay? All right. Hope that's a little clearer. So one of the things on why are you here, and there's a lot of different reasons why. So I just want to pick a few of them. One of the reasons that you're here is to find out more about how to market with more educated customers. In this digital era, you know, and with the rise of social media, our customers are more in touch with information 24/7. So they're more educated. And it used to be that folks, you know, were glad when they got good customer service in the way of a go-to-market plan. Then they came to expect it, and now they simply demand it. So in these sessions, we're going to talk more about how we get in front of that and make sure that we have a good experience for these digital partners. That ties right into the changing buying habits. How, as marketeers, do we get in front of our partners sooner? How do we segment our partners better to be able to make sure that we are able to influence their buying behavior? Because right now, in B2B marketing, in that marketplace, 70% of the decisions are made before a sales rep is even engaged. So guess what? As marketeers, we need to make sure, where do I fall in that? Am I really, is the decision already made by the time my customer comes to me to buy? And do I need to focus in more on the execution and education on why that customer needs to buy from me? Or are you more on the front end on making sure that you're educating pre-sale to make sure that you get them sticky with you? And those are conversations that we'll be having throughout the day, especially tomorrow in our session, one-on-one sessions, to try to make sure that we're crafting plans that are really good. But it's amazing, in B2B, 70% already buying decisions already made before they engage us, okay? All right, another piece, need to act and collect feedback. All right, this is all about data. We love data. I love big data, I love little data, I love any kind of data. I think most of you guys in the room would probably say that you don't lack data in your organizations, no matter how big or small. You probably have more data than you know what to do with. Now, prioritizing that data and trying to action the data, that's the hard part. And when we try to do a lot of marketing campaigns, what we find is we get, you know, a lot of touch points or a lot of responses, and then we fail to follow up appropriately. How do we do a better job of that? We're going to talk to you about that. So that's another good reason on why you're here. And then understanding relationships at the account level. This is all about CRM. Whether you have a CRM, a fancy CRM package or not, it's all about knowing more about your partner at all levels. Because, as Michael will talk about in a little bit, customer experience is knowing more about your account from end to end and what makes them similar and what makes them different. Oftentimes we look at how we segment our partner base and we try to get very granular on, oh, I need to segment this, and in this group I've got to segment this 4 times, and that's great in many cases. But let's start out first trying to look at our overall customer base and say, what makes them similar and what makes them different, and start there. I always like to call it bucketizing, making sure that at least you start at the top and don't get too fancy too fast. And once you find out more about the likes and differences of your current customer base, or even the customer base you're trying to go after, it'll make it that much easier to segment down the road. All right? Okay. So, other benefits of this event. In this room right now, we've got many, many different levels of folks from many different organizations. We've got presidents, CEOs, we've got SVPs, VPs, directors, managers, and sole producers. Great. Networking at any kind of event like this, #1 in my book. So I encourage you, talk to everyone that's here, and let's talk about, hey, what are similarities that we see in the way of marketing, and what are some of the differences? So this is a good thing to do. Receive actionable tips on receiving organizational buy-in. I will say, as being in marketing for many, many years, and with the customer experience being the forefront of what a lot of marketing organizations need to stay in front of, getting that organizational buy-in, and I'm talking about budget, to spend on a CX or customer experience is oftentimes difficult from a marketing perspective to make sure that it gets the attention it needs. And I'm not saying that most companies don't think that customer experience is absolutely key. It's making sure that you're able to get the dollars and budget allocated to be able to make it better and stay on the cutting edge. That is one of the issues and things that you need to make sure that you, in your organization, is looking at commonality. And what I always tell my team is, how do we relay it back to growth? And as long as we can make sure that the customer experience relates back to growth and loyalty, that's a commonality within most divisions in an organization, or most people care about within whatever size organization that you belong to. So start there. But that is a challenge. If you're having a challenge with it, it's not just you, it's in many, many organizations. And then learn how to align marketing with sales. And, you know, in true marketing fashion, we're going to call it smarketing. You know, smart marketing, but it's with sales and marketing aligned at the hip. As many of you know, we've had some changes, organizational changes earlier this year within ScanSource, and one of the good changes that was made was really making sure that the marketing organization and the sales organization are in lockstep. For instance, I report into the president of our North American sales division. This is helpful because we can make sure from a marketing perspective that we know firsthand what the strategic challenges or opportunities are, so we can respond with the right go-to-market programs. Now, whether you report in, the marketing department reports into sales, or if you're one person and you're responsible for both, that's great. Just make sure that within the sales motion, you know where marketing needs to fit in and where maybe it doesn't, okay? All right, so marketing journey, customer experience. So I'm gonna tease this a little bit for Michael, but it's so very important. Now, more than ever, the CX is the buzzword all over. And it is oftentimes the marketing organizations or whoever is responsible for marketing to make sure that they own this customer experience. So some of the opportunities may lie in, you've got a lot of different people that touch a customer or interact with a customer. And you have a lot of digital things that are going out that reach customers. How are you as a marketing person going to be able to gather all that and put it within something that makes sense? And I will say, don't try to boil the ocean. Start small first, if you're not already well-oiled in this, to make sure that you're having some wins based on overall objectives from customer experience. This is key. And as our industry, and Cisco's right there, I mean, you know, they're a leader in our technology. As we move towards a recurring model, more of what we need to focus in on from a marketing perspective is about the post-sale. Pre-sale is still very important, but because in a recurring model, that life cycle and that sales cycle is much longer than just, you know, installing something and done, I'll talk to you in 3 years when your service contract is up. In a recurring model, it is more important than ever to have these multiple touch points out there for your CX, and how, as marketeers, can you make sure that you're not spamming your partners, but giving some really, really good information to help upsell and keep yourself relevant into their next buying cycle, okay? All right, a few quotes. As you can see here, customer expectations are liquid now, meaning they slosh over from business category to business category. This is absolutely true. For instance, you know, like buying this jacket, all right? Well, I went online, looked to see, all right, what different colors does it come into? You know, how does it look? What sizes? I was able to see how it would look on someone through the digital, you know, buying process. That was really cool. And when I got it, hey, it looks pretty good compared to, you know, what it looked like online. Well, I just recently bought some paint. So when I went online to look at paint on this particular site, I was expecting to see different paint colors and looking at different rooms. And there are some sites that do that. This particular one I was looking at, not so much. It was just more, hey, here's a square and here's the different colors. And you could see it on a wall, but it was a different experience. But what I was expecting was the same type of experience that I got with buying the jacket with paint. So this is, you know, hey, expectations are now so, all right, let's hurry. In a digital age, it's like the faster you can get information to your customer, the better. So another quote, your customers will expect the same speed and service given at B2C level when interacting with you. As I said earlier, as a consumer, we buy a lot of things online ourselves. We get things delivered to our front door and don't have to do anything but hit a button. These consumers are in business. We're all in business. So as business consumers, we make sure that we expect the same. All right, so let me give you some examples of this. More about the customer experience. Here are two restaurants. So I think most of you know both of them. They both have fine food. Well, decent food. I'm not going to say fine food. That's not what I meant. You know, edible food. But let's talk about the experience, because, you know, both have apps, both have drive-thrus, both have specials of the week. But really, when you're looking at customer experience and really looking at ease of doing business and consistency, when you go to a Chick-fil-A, for instance, when you place your order, they take your name. At McDonald's, your number. When you get, you know, sweet tea, for example, at either one of them. McDonald's more self-serve, where Chick-fil-A, it's self-serve too, but you usually have someone coming around asking if you want more sweet tea. You've got all kinds of different options. I mentioned the app. Both have apps. Chick-fil-A tends to have a higher engagement, in my opinion, with the app and rewards and things like that. So just that experience, they're both good, but when put side by side, at least for me, I put one at a different level than the other. Same can be said for each of our businesses. Another example, Quick Trip, which is gas station. I don't know if Quick Trips are everywhere, but they're around here. And the Gas and Go over here on your right. Both are gas stations. Both probably have some of the same products inside, but that experience on going and making sure consistency, cleanliness, how they even check you out with dual registers, making sure that hot coffee is always available at Quick Trip. You've got your expectations there and you know what you're going to get. That is absolutely key in making sure that with your brand and how you position yourself to your customer, that they can see that consistency and what are special attributes that you can showcase out there to the marketplace and capitalize on that. Stay consistent with it. So another thing that shows differentiation is video. So as you can see here, why incorporate video into marketing? And since many of you do a lot of electronic marketing, one of the big trends that we have seen over the past couple of years has been how video embedded not only into emails, websites, whatnot, really helps close the sale or educate partners or get customers to act on what you're asking for. So as you can see here, video will represent 82% of IP traffic in 2021. That's huge. That is huge. 43% of people want to see more video content from marketers. That's on top of what we already have a lot of it out there now. And as you'll probably hear with the millennial panel, I know from my kids, they're not even, they're younger, they're 11 and 13, everything they do, video snippets that they text back and forth on different platforms, that's how they communicate. That's how they like to learn. Now when they're doing homework, everything is in, 5-minute clips, and that's how they like to digest information and act on it. And as you can see here, after watching a video, 64% of users are more likely to buy that product online. That's huge. There's tons of marketing research on this. So I'm going to give a little teaser for tomorrow. Our keynote speaker, Marcus, is going to be coming in and talking. He's a huge expert on video and different trends that are happening today, the power of marketing to actually close some sales. And what we're going to be doing is tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning, he's going to be sitting with you guys to try to make sure that he gives good guidance on giving you an opportunity to have a little video vignette of your company, your value proposition. So I'm really excited about that tomorrow. So be thinking through this because it does work. Even if you're a little nervous about, I don't know he's here to help and he knows his stuff. So take advantage of it. That's tomorrow. All right. So I'm going to change gears a little bit to talk a little bit more, not necessarily just on the trends, but also about how ScanSource's account marketing group can help you in developing plans on not only digital marketing, but brand development for your customers. So oftentimes what Lauren will talk a little bit more about this, what she hears from our partners is, hey, they want to, everyone wants leads. How can you help me get leads? One thing that we found very successful is mining the base. I'll give you some examples of that. Your current install base. How can we help in campaigning to make sure that your current install base is buying more or a refresh upsell type campaign? We also do a lot in the way of white papers, education. Those are a lot of the big pieces that are being popular now, as well as video. And podcasts. Those are very, very popular as well. So she'll go through more in depth on these tomorrow, I believe. But I wanted to give just kind of just some samples of what we have been doing. These are just a few. We do a lot of these. We can do different video. There's a video here, a white paper over there. But one that I want to really focus in on is this one, the Time to Renew program. And this was one that a partner came to Lauren's team and said, hey, I really need to go after my renewal business. I sell a lot of service, and there's a lot of service to be sold with Cisco too. And I'm finding that my customers aren't renewing with me at the rate that I would like. And I just have so much in my install base, I don't have enough people within my organization to be able to go after and follow up on these renewals. So doing some one-sheets, telemarketing, sending them out via email and following up, that was able to get the renewal rate up tremendously. So I encourage you, if you're looking at different ways on increasing attach or increasing renewal, talk to the team about different ways and stats that they've been able to help partners be able to go after that. So that's just one example. All right, so a few more success stories. So oftentimes, you, our partners, are very good in a certain technology, or you've got a certain set of products or services or software that you sell. But sometimes you want to edge out and try a new space. In this case, we had a partner that wanted to branch out into the huddle room space. So some of the things that they did here was more on a search engine marketing campaign to where they purchased keywords for the huddle room space in a particular region with a particular supplier, and really captured leads, and those leads went to a very, very content-rich page that ScanSource helped create to be able to capture the leads, and then the partner could then follow back up with a virtual demo or a physical demo, depending on what the opportunity was. This was a really, really good one to help a partner branch out into a space, in certain white space that they weren't very familiar with, to help educate. This is something that we can do for you anytime. So let's chat if that's something that you're looking at doing, going into or adding on certain things to what you're currently, the technology you're currently buying and sending to your customers. Next, this is about upgrading a product. I think this is really cool. Many of you have tons of install base that's out there today, and they have older product that's maybe a couple of years old. This particular success story was going after an install base that had not been farmed for at least a year. So it was not a dormant partner, but one that hadn't been showed the love by that partner in at least a year. And what they did was the team created a package. Everybody loves getting packages. I know I do. It's like, ooh, what's on the front door now? But it was a customized package, and in that package, and it was a trackable package, by the way, that the partner could make sure they knew when it landed on that customer's front door. And in the box was a battery with a nice custom letter from the partner to that customer saying, hey, we've got a great new product for you that'll help you be even more efficient. Call me and I can talk to you about sending you the product that goes with this battery. So in the box was just a battery, and in order to get the product that battery worked with, you needed to call or action. So because it was trackable, we were able to make sure that we triggered, like if we didn't get an inbound call, if that partner didn't get an inbound call back, we could trigger an outbound. So looking at different ways to get someone to action a marketing piece that has been sent out. And that was a good feedback on getting folks to actually look at, the next gen of certain products. All right, and then the last one that I'm gonna go through, another success story, expand their presence with a new mobility offering. So again, when we're talking about buzzwords, mobility is one of those that's a buzzword right now. Oftentimes, customers, and I'm sure you find, they're trying to see how efficient they can be and how mobile their workforce can be. In this particular case, it was in a warehouse. How could the workers be more efficient and mobile in the warehouse? So it was a multi-touch campaign. And this is something that I can't stress enough when you are marketing to your customers, that it can't just be one and done. It needs to have multi-touches to make sure that you're engaged in the entire buyer's journey. And with this one, we touched them with telemarketing, email, telemarketing again. We had a website, and then hit them with a demo, webinar, and then a demo. So a lot of different pieces that we're able to get good feedback and response, and some net new sales. Because again, we can have the best laid plans in marketing, but if we can't show ROI on what we're doing, it's all for naught. And some of the ROI is about brand recognition, some of it is about customer loyalty and keeping customers with you, but oftentimes it's about sales and that growth that I was talking about that can get everyone from a marketing perspective all on board about why they need to make sure that they're spending in the marketing arena. Okay. All right, next up, I want to invite Christina to come up and talk to you guys about some of the Cisco programs that they have. One of the great things about ScanSource and our account marketing and channel marketing team is we can help you, our partners, navigate and leverage a lot of the great programs that Cisco offers. And this one, Marketing Velocity, is one of them. I think you're going to talk about two of them. And once you finish with that, we can talk a little bit later about how you can take advantage of those programs through ScanSource.
Thank you, Ansley. So I'm Christina Carpenter. I'm the Cisco Distribution Marketing Manager that's aligned to this amazing ScanSource team. And I've had the opportunity to meet some of you over last night, and I'm looking forward to having more conversations with you and really understanding who you are as a partner and how we can work together collaboratively to help accelerate your marketing practice in alignment to your overall Cisco business. So these are really just some of the key tenets and the core areas that we want to help work with you on to build your brand and understand where are you at in this marketing journey. Are you just getting started, or do you have a more mature marketing practice, and how can we really support and enable you as you build this out? So our goal today, we understand marketing can be complex. So how can we work with you to build this out? And when it comes to like your brand, how can we make that more memorable and personable? How are you showing up to your customer? And then who are your customers? Who are your top customers and why? Why are they coming back to you? And then data and insights. Not only understanding like your current install base, but leveraging data on the Cisco side and the ScanSource side and aggregating that data and understanding how can we go to market more intelligently, and how can we be more personable in how we're going to market with our customers. And then your presence. When it comes to marketing, it's not even just marketing anymore. Digital marketing is marketing. And your website is the first impression when it comes to potential new customers. So how are you showing up to potential customers? And then sales alignment, not even internally with your own teams, but also within Cisco. How can we work together to make sure that you have a brand within Cisco and we're accelerating your practice? So I'll be outside during some of the breaks, and we have a WebEx Teams board set up, and I'll be kind of demoing some of our different Cisco resources that we have. Because we get Cisco's can be really big, and navigating it, that's what we want to help you to do as well. And so we have our Marketing Velocity Central platform. This is a digital marketing automation platform that you can leverage. There's different campaigns within that where you can build out customized email campaigns, there's social syndication, there's a lot of different resources. So we want to help you understand what those are available to you, and there's a different asset library and all kinds of different things that, rather than recycling or reinventing the wheel, we can help you leverage that content as well. And then our Marketing Velocity Learning, there's different trainings that can help your teams accelerate their marketing practice as well. And then if you haven't been on Sales Connect, that's a great hub for your teams for technical sales engagement, but it's also a great resource for content as well. In the Cisco Meraki portal, there's additional resources as well. So I'll be outside showing some of the different resources, and if you have any questions, we're excited to help you on your journey with that.
Thank you so much, Christina. So in wrapping up with my section, I just want to say again, as you can tell, I get very, very passionate about marketing and making sure brainstorming and trying different things, new and different things is so fun, so much fun, especially when you get good ROI out of whatever you're doing and trying to go to market with. Customer experience should be at the center of your marketing strategy. Remember that. And getting feedback from your customers, you can find out what they're looking for and cater to their needs. Oftentimes, I will say, even within ScanSource, and we're a very partner-centric organization, novel idea, let's ask the partners what they want. Same for you guys. Novel idea, ask the customers what they want, and then figure out what you can deliver and not. So much data, making sure that you prioritize is the key leave behind that I want to leave you with. Make sure that you're not trying to boil the ocean, but be very smart in what you're trying to accomplish and make sure it's measurable. Thank you guys so much.